All right, here we are. I'm just going to share this video out. Just give me a moment while we get things going. I'm in a couple of meetings right now. I'm not sure which one's going, but we got them going on. Okay, hold on one second here. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Leland Best over at Best AI TV. I'm going to be hanging out with Ross here in just a bit. He had to take his mother's mom, I believe, to the airport this morning. So he's running a little bit late. Let me just get the rest of this stuff going. I wanted to share this out to a couple of places. I have it going in about 5 different places right now, so hold tight. I suspect he'll just show up when he's back home. So I didn't want to leave everybody hanging all day wondering where we're at, rather than making an announcement. Because things are going to change up before long. We're going to set a different day and time for this to accommodate a few different things, for the sake of well-being, you might say. All right, so let me get this shared. I'm going to actually broadcast it out of here onto Facebook as well. It's probably, well, I can't really actually. I can only do one at a time. So let's take it from YouTube over to Facebook. It's that time again. I'm getting there. Swing the workshop. Where to go? All right. Let's post that out at Best AI Podcast, then on Best Live, and Best Live TV, I guess. That works for me. Okay. Oh, and then I didn't put the damn post in there, did I? Yeah, dumbass. That's just how it goes. Now watch, I'll probably have to repost that across the board because it's probably just going to be the text on the other side. That's what happens. How do we stop hallucinations? We have hallucinations going on. Uh-oh. Gonna have to take a peek at that. And what else we got going? All right. Charbel just got back. Great to see you on Facebook. Thank you, Thomas. What's going on, dude? All right. Da, 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 da. All right. So I'm just going to get things going here in a little bit. We're going to cover a few things. I'm going to show you a little video that I made the other day. Maybe this will help you figure things out. I'm going to record this though too as well before we get going. All right. I like to record in the cloud just to make sure we have a good copy. So again, this is a workshop. This is not intended to be a formal broadcast in any way, shape, or form. We just come out here and let you guys see what we do on the back end. Ross and I are usually out here playing with AI and automation. I also run Best AI Podcast, which is where this originated from. And beyond that, I also run a couple other podcasts. One of them is Best. Let's not say that. One of them is New Oaks AI, which is one that I put on with Ray Luan out of Shanghai, China. And he's the creator of another chatbot that we use. You guys are familiar with the brand I have under AIO Chatbots. Well, the idea behind the workshop is to just get people to better understand AI. We've seen a lot of people that are so confused, and just the fact that they're scared of it, they don't know how to use it, they don't understand prompting, they don't know how to use Chat GPT. They think they have to pay this for that, and vice versa, or they're out just buying garbage apps online that don't mean anything to anybody. Really, there's a lot of charlatans out there just trying to sell crap, and we've talked about this over and over again. But today I wanted to talk a little bit about video generation using AI, because I was playing around the other day. I've been given access to a beta software known as LTX Studio. And I'm going to open that app up in just a second here and let you guys see what it is and how it works, because I created a little bit. I'm going to show you the video first, I think, and let you see what I created here. So let me just make sure Ross isn't anywhere nearby yet. He might be in the box. If he shows up, I'll just bring him on stage. He should actually just pop right in if things go well. So I'm going to share my screen for a minute. I'm actually going to share a video, I should say. So if I can find the video file that I believe I can find, share sound, optimize. We're going to put it, and we'll go full screen with it. I think that's cool. I like the way you can do it in different ways now, though. I believe that one is on the PC under my, let's see, where did I save that? It should be on downloads, I believe. Let's just double check. Yep, there it is. Okay, here we go. So I created this with AI the other day. This is basically a marketing video. And it took me a little while. It was about, I think all told, the time I spent on it was about an hour. Okay. And what you're going to find here is some AI video generated from AI created stills. So the stills are generated first, and then a series of animated stills are created, developed a video, I suspect, on the back end. But it will show you how they're made after I show you the video itself. So you will see some of the anomalies and hallucinations that take place inside AI video generating tools. So watch for those and see if you recognize them. If you do see them, maybe point them out and leave a chat or message down in the comment section. Oh, by the way, if you are watching this video on YouTube or on Facebook, which it should be on several of my channels right now, it's probably not going out to Ross's, but we will share it from Ross's. Ross will be able to share it once he gets out here and he joins us. The idea is to get people into the Zoom. So you may not see everything. If some IP comes up that we don't want broadcast out to the live, we're not going to show it. So if you want to become part of that conversation and pay attention to what's going on and actually ask questions and things, we're not going to follow the feed, the comment sections of the feed at this time, because these videos will be reposted and rerun anyway. The idea is to get you in here to help you and work a plan with you so that you can figure out how to do this stuff. It's not to just bounce questions off of a live feed and try to get you, the simple answers. We want you to actually express some interest and some hands-on experience and come in here and play with these tools so that you get a better understanding of how they work. We can't do that through the comment section of a YouTube video. So here's the video. I'm just going to play it and let you guys see what you think. Tell me what you think. The volume's about half, so I'm just going to take it up a little bit so you can hear all the dialogue, and I'll let it roll. Let me turn off my speakers so it's not playing back in my mic. Put on my headphones so I can hear it. Well, we'll let it go. Tell me what you think.
There's something magical about beekeeping. The buzz of the hives, the sweetness of honey. But what I've discovered recently is how magic can also come from technology. One day my friend Candid asked me about AI, and it got me thinking. I shared how I've embraced it in my business, how it helps me monitor my bees and predict honey production. AI isn't just a buzzword, it's a powerful tool that can enhance creativity and efficiency. I told her there's no reason to fear it. Instead, it's about using it to our advantage. To stay ahead in a rapidly changing world, I even recommended my friends Leland and Ross, who've been pioneers in this field since the early days. As we walked away, I felt a sense of excitement. The future holds endless possibilities, and embracing AI could lead us to incredible heights.
Okay, so 1 minute of video took about an hour to create. And what did you think? I laugh every time I make these because this is what I get. Okay, these were easy. These were simple rotating frames of basically pictures that were then transposed into somewhat of a video format. Now when you get to the first image of the guy, you can obviously see one of the things AI has and always will have problems with are things like hands, fingers, motions of fingers, eyes and eyeballs, and facial expressions, because it's a hard thing to map out, and it's a hard thing in any given direction to get an angle on somebody to get a perfect perspective. So you'll always get these weird distortions on human characteristics now, and animals too in some cases. But let me just kind of scrub ahead on some of this, and I'll point out the anomalies that I caught right away, and you tell me some of the ones that you see. So I'm going to play this part out. You'll see watch his hands as he stirs whatever it is he's stirring there. I'm not sure if he's like stirring the bees in the hive with a stick or what, but let's see what it actually does.
The buzz of the
Did you see his hand? How it was kind of weird. Again, fingers manipulating objects is always tricky, and eyes don't necessarily always line up on angle like you should. Now, these are what my eyes look like because I have diplopia. So my eyes go a little bit off kilter. And in this case, if you watch each little expression
hives,
on their face
this
or with the hands and the way the hands move in the picture. Here, I'll turn the volume down so we're not kicking all that audio at you. So from there, this is what happens. It basically switches to a different scene each time you see an image. Now, in this case, his eyes were pretty good, but watch the camera here. It was a little weird, and it gets weirder as it goes. There, his face is a little strange. Here's another one. The waving of the hand is a little bit blurry. The extra fingers, that face is really weird. And you'll see her hands go through the frame of the beehive here in a moment when she's inspecting. Watch her hands right through there. And then, these boxes are great, easy stuff. Look at his face. I still haven't figured out why it's doing, it's doing these really weird, I can't catch that for some reason. Just pause with you. Really weird profile view of eyes and faces. It's like the eye wants to look forward toward the screen, but the face is going this way. And then look at his hand. Look at how many fingers he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fingers on this hand. Her hand doesn't look too bad comparatively. Her eyes, again, still screwed up a little bit. Everything else is really kind of cool. We got the laptop I described in the prompt. We've got a background with a field of view, and she's made up as a character, and these characters are consistent for the most part. Now, if you watch, here's the character herself, which in its pristine form is fantastic because it's a simple image really that's just floating across the screen. But as you move ahead, the bee boxes are cool as hell. I think this worked really well. You'll count here a lot of fingers and weird joints and knuckles. That's just the way AI works right now in some cases. Now the models are getting better. I put a video on my Facebook page today of the fact that reality is not reality on social media anymore when it comes to video. You can't count on it. Let's say if you go and watch that video, it's a mock-up of literally Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, the Pope, and Barack Obama, I believe, along with Kamala Harris and a couple others, all in very either not provocative scenes, but mostly scenes involving, it's a lot of guns and knives and stuff like this. It was meant to disrupt people's attention so that they would see how much this AI video can be made to look real, and where you could not hardly tell the difference, if at all, between the fake and the real. I have the ability to eyeball this stuff almost instantly because I've been working with video for over 30 years. So for me, it's one of those things that stands out. For a newcomer, somebody that's not used to editing video or working with video, this stuff isn't as obvious. And they don't necessarily catch it because they're not looking for it. And when you have an eye for it, you're actually looking for the little abnormalities within the eye structure, say for here, you notice it and you see it quite regularly. But a lot of this stuff is really pretty good. I can't complain. Like this scene was really pretty good, but again, his hands, if you watch the way that it works, you see his hands, kind of his eyeballs are off centered. You get that a lot where the eyes just don't match up the way they should. They're not really looking the way they should. But here the hands went really well. Here, look at his head. His head stretches way out over the box as he moves down into the frame right there. Not sure what happened there or why it was picking it up like that. And you also see he has 3 feet. He's got 2 feet on the right leg and 1 foot on the left leg. We keep going through here. This is again where the distortion and the connection of the eyes just isn't there. There's not a sense of reality here. This kind of loses touch with reality when you have a camera off on a side that there's no one looking at anybody. And this one, same thing. There's really no eye contact to be made. And watch their hands. Oh, you didn't get to see that really. I guess it wasn't that me back it up a little bit. Maybe you'll see it. Yeah, maybe you don't. I think I cleaned it up a little bit. Yeah, I did 2 prompts on that one. So it was the best one I could come up with. And then it jumps to here. Now watch what she does to her camera in one of these similar scenes. It folds. Look at that. Okay, so it crushed the camera basically just prior to the end scene. And I loved the end scene. I had a couple of choices here as well, and I'll show you what I mean by that when we open the software. So that's it really for the demo of the video. What did you think? Leave a comment. I'd love to know. Let's get out of the share here. Where's my button? Oh, I guess it just plays back. So I can that there. Okay, so let me go open the software now before we get too deep. Again, this is LTX Studio. I don't believe anybody can get in there now. I got in as a beta. I got a code or an alpha user. Oh, I gotta go. Yeah, I got it. And it's over at ltx.studio, www.ltxstudio. So I'm gonna go back to the screen share. Oh, Ross is here. Hold on, let me let Ross in. See you, Ross. I see you. All right, there we go. Good time for a break there. I was just getting into the heavy duty of it. We're gonna bring Ross on as a panelist. Give him a second. There he goes.
What's going on?
What's happening, dude? I'll let you go ahead and share the video off YouTube before we here. I might even have a link I can drop for you in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah, there it is. Go ahead, take that and drop it.
I saw you doing your demo of the video.
Yeah, I was just playing back the video to show the anomalies it created, and then I'm going to jump right into the software and let people see how I created it. I've been given this access for almost a month now, and I'm not using it like I should. I should be out here making all kinds of videos with it, dude, and I have not. So we'll give Ross a little bit of time while I'll open up the share, get you guys going. And this is LTX Studio. You can play with it for free. The pricing is pretty astronomical, I'll say. And I say that in 2 ways. For the community that get in on the beta end of things, the software is really pretty cheap. It's $8 a month to get 8,640 computing seconds. Now divide that by 60 by 60 to see what you get as far as hours. I suspect it's not very much at all. 35 a month to get 28, and that's all personal use only until you get to the business model, which is literally starting at $175 a month, which is 90,000 computing seconds a month. What's 90,000 computing seconds, Ross? Let's see. 90K divided by 60 minutes. That's 1,500 minutes. So just under 25 hours of video could be done for $175 a month. I don't own the software. I don't sell the software. I don't know. I might plan to someday. Let's get in and see what it's all about. Y'all sit there, Ross?
Yep. I am just answering a question about late node versus make. So I figured that's something we can cover at some point on this.
So we got people watching maybe somewhere out there, I'm sure. Yeah, we're gonna need to. And Ross and I have been talking because Best AI podcast is due to come back into full production here shortly. We talked about starting the new season 2 with the end of. I was just talking away while Zoom just shut right down on us.
I was waiting to see if it was going to come back. You sound like a robot for the past 30 seconds.
You just need to wait it out. Yeah, we had really bad storms come through here yesterday, and they were wicked, dude. We lost our canopy over our back deck. It was when we screwed down. I had ropes holding it down, everything like a tent. I went out there last night I went to like thinking, oh yeah, we're supposed to get storms tonight. I might want to go look at it. And we hadn't heard anything yet. The skies were just starting to pick up and it started getting windy. I started seeing leaves going up over the trees. I'm like, okay, that's pretty well. This is coming out of nowhere. I went to reach and like think I was gonna take it down, and all of a sudden, dude, it was like a freight train wind shear came in. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It kept picking up speed. It was like faster and faster and faster. And I'm standing there holding the thing like, this isn't gonna stop. This is just like coming at me, and I'm gonna like blow away. And
Haven't
sure
you
enough,
seen Twister?
yeah, I was like, where's the tornado? Where's the tornado? And I couldn't see anything. There was no sense of like, that doom and gloom thing going on, but all of a sudden the thing just crushed like a pop can of it. Just folded on itself. I'm like, oh my God, and the neighbor had just given it to me as a parting gift when she left. Brand new, is like 120, well, this year, $120 piece just out the window. But that was part of it, I'm like, I figure maybe we've got some little aftermath of the weather hanging out over here. So apologize. Just stick in, don't go do anything. Just wait for Zoom to bring us back in. So the recording's still going. I just got to go back to the screen share again. So let me show
I
you
just
what
got
this-
back. What did you cover in your first portion of the video?
Yeah, I was just going through the video itself to like show people where the video messed up and made weird anomalies in the facial expressions and hand movements and things like that. So I'm gonna basically you should be able to see the app now, right?
Your internet goes like your bars go red as soon as you start sharing your screen.
Ross,
Yep.
I think that's a problem with my CPU. It's got to be a problem with my CPU or something that the screen share is doing here. Let me see if I can change.
Could
the
be
sharing
bandwidth on your
options.
internet.
Nah, dude, I got gigabit internet over here. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't. Multiple panelists can share. Dual monitors recommended. One panelist can share at a time. Hosting panelists. It's like the second I fire up a screen share, everything goes ape shit for some reason. So what I might need to do is a different thing. What do you got today, Ross? Well, I'm gonna try this again, see what it does.
This is it, man. I appreciate you being flexible with this and
No.
working with me to go a little bit later. Everybody who's watching, I appreciate you guys coming in a little bit later.
Do we have anybody in here right now? I don't think so. No.
I don't know, but if they're
Yeah.
watching, thank you. If not, you should have been here.
Yeah, right.
No, I had my mom in town. She came in Sunday and flew out today, so I was driving her to the airport, and
Gotcha.
this is it. I'm working on a couple of things for clients, and of course, we got our meeting with dev team and one of the systems we use today. So you're looking
See
at it,
if-
man.
Oh, you can do this now too. That's cool. I like this layout. Tell me if this works any better. How's this? You see me on the screen too now, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fast.
I don't see any delay on it this way.
Okay, so I'm doing it a little. I added the optimize for video thing as the share, and I'm only sharing the app, not the screen this time. So maybe that makes a difference. So let me go back to the project settings so you can kind of see where this all starts from. So this one I happen to call the sweeter side of it. So doing a commemorative video or memorial video for passing in my cat. And I was going to prompt, start from scratch with a blank project, I had a prompt. So I want a marketing video, chatbots, assistants, virtual assistants, because that's what small business money production. I thought that was cool, sweet, lead in to give people. I'll use a candy store. Okay. Should be about 1 minute long. So it'll be like a commercial length. We could pick some of the stuff that they already have here, but they're basically saying, what are you trying to do? What's the idea? What is the concept? Okay, so I'm going to say next. It's going to generate characters for this concept, and it's going to put those characters based on the script it thinks it should write for what you're developing. So in this case, it's Lucy Thompson and a candy bot, which is the AI generation. Pretty cool that it goes through here and generates these. You can actually go back and do face switches, drop your own face in there if you wanted to, or come back and edit how the person looks based on age, appearance, clothing. You can even change your voice. So you get access to all of these.
Work while you have the light.
Bringing your talent to life. You can change the aspect ratios of the video you're going to create, whether it's cinematic, anime, playcraft, cyberpunk. Let's go cyberpunk. I like cyberpunk stuff. So we'll see what she does now. Obviously, she'll be a little more deep. She looks more like the AI now than the first AI, and now we got a more robotic AI for this video. So that's kind of cool. And then we can get like stylish, retro, cinematic inspiration, maybe something more sketchy or graphical, graphic art, maybe cartoonish. However you want to do that, you can. I'm just going to leave it blank for now so that we can do this quickly. So it came with a story overview. A quaint candy store, Lucy discovers an AI virtual assistant named CandyBot. As CandyBot helps streamline her business, Lucy can focus on creativity and customer engagement. The story flourishes, showcasing how AI can enhance small business. Ultimately, Lucy finds balance between tradition and technology, making Sweet Delights a community favorite. So Sweet Delights is obviously her store name. The AI's done all this for me, dude. I haven't had to do anything yet, but type that two-sentence prompt. We let it go. So what it's going to do first is create the storyboard. If you're familiar with any kind of video or movie generation, the storyboard is simply a layout of the storyline of the movie plot so that the director and the staff and the people running cameras and the actors themselves can all know and understand how the show's going to go down, who's going to stand where, how what's needed in the scene and all that type of stuff, and understand each scene and then work their creativity into the scene. Of scenes, with each scene having scene 1, obviously 2 opening shots, scene 2, scene 5, 3. So it takes and breaks it down into different organized sections of content on the seed prompt so that it generates a newer image of the candy store perhaps, or go with a close-up shot. And then we can also from this point instantly generate the video of the scene, or we can do a preview of the entire clip of all whatever scene. I think we had 8 scenes there, 6 scenes. So you can see the scene numbers down below of all the different shots that were taken. And now it's generating a static shot clip. So this isn't motion video. This is just a pass through of each scene and each shot as a clip from take to take to take. There's no transition work, I don't believe, in this stage. There may be some transitions. So it takes about a minute to generate the first video. And then you literally go back through each scene and each shot that is in that scene. But watch the little demo that we get here. 49 seconds long. Oops, sorry, let's go a little bigger.
Hi, I'm Lucy, and I run a candy store called Sweet Delights. It's a dream come true, but honestly, managing everything can be a bit overwhelming. One day, I came across this incredible AI virtual assistant, CandyBot. I thought, why not give it a try? It started organizing my inventory and handling customer inquiries. Things took off when I decided to host a candy workshop. CandyBot helped me schedule everything and gather feedback from my amazing customers. Now I can truly enjoy my business. blending the personal touch of my candy shop with the efficiency of technology. It's been a sweet journey, and I can't wait to see what's next.
I didn't do anything. All I did was type 2 sentences. So it created the background music track, created visually, and snapped those all together. Now, you've only still there, Russ? Am I alone again? Russ is still here. Oh, Russ is muted. Hey, he's working over there. He's not really paying attention to what's going on.
No, I was trying to listen and there was an echo on that video, and I think it was on your end because I muted everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. You should have told me. I would have made sure it was probably playing back on.
And you keep going in and out too. That's the other hard.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate that.
I'm watching on YouTube just to see if it's on my end or if it's yours, and it's definitely
It's
getting
coming through
glitchy
weird
on your
the
end
stream.
every time you share.
It's got to be something in the Zoom share running on my hardware though, because it's really weird, dude. I've had this issue with screen sharing on Zoom, just not for a long time, but since we started the podcast. And I'm probably going to have to rebuild my machines here soon anyway, for the sake of all the YouTube videos I'm going to have to produce. So,
Dude, we've been going hard on this stuff. I don't think it's easy on the system.
but it's not even that, dude. I just did a 2-hour memorial broadcast Sunday night, and we did it without a glitch. Everything was just, but we were in Zoom, and I had all kinds of people in Zoom, and we didn't do any screen sharing. It's the second we fire up screen share, I think it has more to do with like,
The
Zoom-
processing.
yeah, is Zoom's processing of the screen share compatible with all computers? And am I trying to screen share at 1080? If I'm doing that too, that can be an issue on some processors. But I've got a Ryzen 9 clear, dude. This is not a budget machine in any way, shape, or form, and it should run
Yeah.
fine. So I may just need some more memory that could rectify some of it. But most
How much
people,
RAM do you have?
32 on this one. I was thinking of going to 64 or 128, but what I've heard from most people when it comes to the screen sharing aspect of it, it's very CPU intensive. It's not even that.
Really? I was
GPU
wondering if it was
intensive.
that next question was to be how much RAM do you have in your GPU?
And that one's a 12 gig on the card, so I've got
So
plenty
you
on
got
that.
plenty. Your bandwidth is good.
Yeah, and even my everything I got bandwidth wise is fine. It's just something in the way that it calcs out the numbers to do the screen share. The
Interesting.
access that it gets. So I just got to talk to Zoom, I think, and see what's going on. All right, but let me kind of just summarize what we just saw. Maybe I can pull it. The other thing I was thinking about doing was firing up vMix and sharing right through here through the window rather than doing a screen share, which I
Yeah.
can do. It only takes a second to fire it. I just got to switch cameras. But what have you been up to, Russ? How you been? What's things in AI been for you this last week?
Been keeping up now, man. We built out a custom AI employee for a business that's launching today. So we've been building everything out there. We've been doing a custom Square API to get the payments going, which is really cool.
Mhm.
Because when we finalize it, it's going to take the person's name, the product they purchased, and it's going to create a custom payment link for them. So it creates a really custom experience. And we built this thing out. So we built out their entire tech stack for their entire business, and that launches tonight. So we've got all hands on deck for that, making sure that goes well for them. Building out the auto posters has been more of a pain in the ass than I anticipated, because you got to build that app out on the Facebook side, and then the scalability with Make isn't really what I need.
Okay.
So I did 3 companies for one owner, and we had to do all the APIs for that. So it's just been trying to find the redundancies and trying to make sure everything works well. But I mean, that's why we do what we do on this end. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it themselves.
Right. Tell me here. I'm gonna add an input. I'm gonna make this a display. Hard to say, man. Let me see. I'm trying to do it without doing the wrong display. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now what I'm gonna have to do here, I'm gonna change my cameras. vMix video. You're gonna see bars for a second.
I thought that was mine. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I get to play Ross for a little bit. Usually it's Ross that's doing this. All right, so now you should see the screen share. Is it coming through clear? in my screen. You should be able to see it. I'm not a screen sharing. It's just broadcasting through me. You should be able to see it. Are you
Yes.
hearing me, Russ? Okay.
Yeah, I got you. I can see it.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase or spotlight this for everyone. So you're going to disappear for a minute. And we're well, you'll be at the top. So we're gonna spotlight this. Is this can you still hear me okay? Is everything
Yep.
talking well? All right.
You're
so this
good. I'm not
probably-
losing you yet.
This is gonna be the way I'm probably gonna have to do this from now on then. Okay. So the storyboards, like we were saying, we've got the cast, we've got the soundtrack, we can add characters if we want to add another character on the fly. We can change the soundtracks and change even ambient sounds like birds and bees and freaking little planes flying by overhead, shit like that. You just add it right in. The voiceovers and other things. So you can add your own voice as well. If you wanted to narrate it yourself, you can add a voiceover. But this is where you would add the scene sounds. Like if you just type the word birds, you get this option to pick either I think it'll round out or the AI kicks in. It says birds chirping in a park. So you grab that one. I'm just saying. And that stuff all fills in. But if you want to do the shot editing, so now you come in here. Now you've got each individual shot, and all we saw was stationary clips. We're not actually seeing any kind of video or animation or anything. And that's because we haven't generated the video yet. So what we have to do is go in and bam, hit the button. And much like Midjourney, it fires up 4 frames so that you get 4 options of the videos that it's going to produce. These are very, very sketchy versions of what the final version is going to look like because it's generated in QuickTime. So you're just seeing like what it might look like when it's done. So you have to make a decision. Like, I see a lot of motion blur over here and I see a lot of weird gobbledygook here. This one seems to be about the clearest looking, maybe this one, but it's moving kind of strange. So I'm going to pick this one and see what it generates. And then this is going to go through and regenerate in high detail the full final definition video that it's going to use in final production. So, and even then I can modify these and just rerun them at any time and go back and continuously change. So now I've got a 3-second B-roll clip that I can run, and you can see how much better the quality is. There's none of that floating motion and weird glitching or anomaly going on in the video. There's still some weirdness to it, just the way it does humans, but it's much cleaner and it's full glory. So, and then you come to shots like these that are stationary. Typically when you generate a video, it's just going to give you a camera angle perspective turn where you're just rounding through the room or something like that, getting a walk by or a zoom in or a zoom out or something like that. So in this case, I think I'd take the clear zoom out or zoom in and let that generate, and that'll be the next B-roll shot. So you go through and do this for every frame, scene, shot that you have and modify them as necessary. Add your own script for each shot. So I haven't even modified the context of the shot. Like in this case, in this case here, I could animate and change the dialogue. So all it's going to do is give me the overall synopsis of the show. But if I wanted to, I could back out of here for a second and actually go back to the storyboard, look for that scene, which is right here, and make the decision. Well, maybe I want to add some other dialogue. Decide which character is going to say what, rather than just having to go in and back and forth. If I want, I can go back and forth from narration to actually coming into the scene with the actors and hearing them talk within the scene, and then go back to the narration if I wanted to. So pretty cool stuff. I was blown away by the technicality of it and how much depth they gave you to be able to rerun and give you the tools to actually go in with generative fill and remove objects as well and change camera angles on shots, which was like, holy cow. This is a movie making AI, literally, in its truest sense. And it's the first I've seen that gives this much control over producing a video and its ability to create content automatically on the fly that doesn't require us to do really anything at all, except freaking,
What do you think about it so far?
You still get your anomalies. You still have your weird, let me just switch my camera over here for a second. I gotta black out and go to my other input. I like it. I mean, for marketing videos, I think it would be sweet. For doing like a full length movie, it's definitely pioneering, and you know, it's giving us the ability to try this maybe for the first time. Oop, I got two mics going, sorry. Fill that audio over there, okay. And that kind of does it for me, I think. Spotlight, okay. It gives me the ability, like you saw that honey video that I made. I think that would be perfect to just throw out at somebody while you're having a conversation with them and say, well, yeah, I generated this video for some marketing for, what do you think? And they're looking at like, man, I'm a BQ. I can't, you don't have to come out and film me doing this stuff. No, I just generate a video and I can actually add your likeness to it if I wanted to. And you would look just like the character.
So you can add pictures in there so it'll actually
Yeah.
pick it up.
I can add faces on top of the images that it generates too.
That's
So
pretty
if I
cool.
want, if I wanted to swap my face for any face that's in there, I could then become the personal talent myself that's fully AI generated and build a brand around myself and my business model or whatever I wanted to do. But its ability to generate that candy store like it did. I mean, for me to generate that kind of content as a video producer, to have to either go buy the B-roll, make the B-roll, edit the B-roll, find the soundtrack, find the talent that's going to be able to be hired to be on scene to take the video. It's like all those costs are thousands of dollars, dude. And to be able to do that in time that I had here, 15 minutes or 20 minutes to do a broadcast, and I almost,
You know, that's actually kind of a perfect segue. That's how I would explain AI at this point. In some ways, it does the job better, but a lot of times it still falls short. Like that's not a feature film, right? I saw you talking about the eyes, and there's still glitches and there's still some little hiccups that make it AI generated, and you can tell. But what it does is it shortcuts the time it takes to do it. And the question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do this feature production for something you may not get that return on? Or do you want to be able to do it for a few dollars and have it done and get the point across in a fraction of the time and a fraction of the cost? And that's where we are with AI right now, is it has a certain job that it provides. And outside of that, if you need the feature film, you pay for the real thing the way you're doing it with humans and the production quality. And I think AI is going to catch up to that. But for now, we are not there. And I think that's where a lot of people need to dive into this and realize this is not a magic pill, but it'll do in a pinch right now. And if you have the right scenarios, it'll be exactly what you need. Leah, then you're moving slow over there. I think we lost you again. Oh, I see blinking. Anyway, this is
to do while we're still finishing up the workshop here. It's just because of the bandwidth. I think we've got, it's a storm issue thing. What it
yeah,
is,
I've not noticed
is
it this bad
bad.
before.
It's bad internet. I guarantee if you went to Zoom download or downdetector.com, check downdetector.com. I'll bet there's a lot. We've got a lot of power outages here in the state. So the likelihood that the internet's not being affected is pretty nil. It's likely it's being affected pretty bad. So maybe we'll have to do this another time. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
All right. Yeah, it's likely the storm damage that took place yesterday in the state is messing with all of our trunk lines out here near us. So it's probably best we just fold this for today, Ross. I'm gonna bring it back around. We can talk while we're here for a minute. And the one thing I wanted to do was let you know, what I was gonna try to do while we had time was just click the generate video buttons over on my clips here and see what we would get when it was done generating a video for each of those shots, which I can do rather than going through all four squares and deciding which one I want. I can just let it do it on its own and see what it's capable of. And I'm not sure, like, is this?
Yeah, you're freezing up.
No. while I'm talking, I'm trying to talk something. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna leave the browser. Now what's it doing? Is it coming back? Am I starting to come back? Am I still a mess? Am I
Nope, you're
broke?
good now. You're good now.
Okay, that's weird though. I think it's just intermittent, dude. I don't think we're gonna be able to keep it going today.
It's all right. We can do this another day or just wait until next week and
Try
cover
the
some
other
things.
camera again. Okay, let's close that. I'm gonna close vMix. Out of here. Second. All right. I won't do any more screen sharing. Let's put it that way. Because there were some things I wanted to talk about before. If it breaks up while we're not screen sharing, then we'll close it. Okay.
Sounds good.
What
What do you want to go over?
Well, I think the key here, Ross, is to make the full announcement of what we're doing, and that is blasting out YouTube videos.
Yep.
Ross and I have made the decision on both ends to say enough is enough. We're just going to get out on YouTube pretty much on a regular, maybe daily even basis, where we just start generating a whole crap ton of content. It's hard to always connect with you guys on a daily or be where you want us to be or we be where. There we go. I got issues with internet here on Zoom. So what we want to do is get the podcast going again right in front of the workshop. So we present, then we meet up, we hang out, we answer questions. We won't answer the questions during the broadcast. It's going to get too much back and forth of breaking out content, trying to answer your questions during the broadcast. So watch what we have to say. Then we'll open up the doors for the workshop. You can come in, ask all the questions you want. Answer them all right there in your face. Won't have any questions go unanswered. And then we'll be able to move ahead for the next week and just spin off whatever content you guys feel we should generate for you, if that's the way you have it. If you don't give us anything, then we've got a stack of gold just waiting in the wings that we've developed to put together and start pumping out content. So it starts at 101 and works its way up to 201, 301, all the way up to the top.
We're basically trying to put on an AI masterclass from what is it to how to make money on it.
And if you're fortunate enough to be there live, you'll get it free. If you don't show up live, it's going to cost you because it will become a course that we will provide on the back end through our course programs, and we'll allow you to go purchase it. But it's a one-time shot. You get to come by. We've offered all the pre-offers, all the one-time beta testing offers, all of the come early first adopter offers. Those have all been made. So from here on out, it's pay as you go. And that's really how it works. We have to start gaining from all of our expense, all the time that we put into all this work we've done over the last few years, and we made our offers available. So if you didn't jump, we can't help you.
We're here now. The people who jumped on it got to benefit it.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Sorry.
And there's not much we can do to help.
No, we gotta financially profit off of this. We gotta stay in business. Like if we don't charge for a lot of this stuff, then you're going to be left with people who don't know as much as we do, and they're going to be charging you anyway. So,
and we can't keep up. What we will be doing now, thanks to Ray, and we're going to throw this out here too. Ray is begging for case studies over at New Oaks. So he's asking for e-com, real estate, and Airbnb. I'm bringing the Airbnb to Ray, and I've got a client that's in the perfect position for him to see how we can incorporate New Oaks into his entire workflow system of AI and APIs that he's got going already. So from there, we're looking for e-com people with Shopify stores, people with any kind of what's the other one? Etsy store, anything like that you feel you need customer support. The other one is when we start really pushing this stuff alongside the CRM offerings that we have, and the website builders and all the other stuff that we have going on with phone systems and SMS. And that's all just the tip of the iceberg, guys. These little chatbots are the tip of the iceberg. And when we pull out of the rest of the toolbox, I think you're going to realize how much this stuff can help you. And
I was just running through 2 days ago. And as we were putting together the YouTube strategy, it took me 30 minutes to an hour based on structures that I had given it, the content I wanted to do, and it structured a 42 video series, all based on SEO work to make sure it's based on questions people are asking about AI right now. And all I have to do is go through and showcase it. Had I done the actual work on that, it would have taken me minimum a
Days.
day, probably likely a week to get everything done and structured. It ended up being 10 pages of video structures. And then even today, just little things like using ChatGPT to help structure. We're building out an API for one of our customers, and it may not be ready for when they need it. So we've done a workaround. In there, you have to collect payment twice. We did a little thank you message for understanding. This will make it smooth. In the meantime, it would have taken me 10 minutes to craft that. It took 30 seconds for AI to craft it. Little things like that condense your time and help you save countless hours and get that much further ahead of people not using the AI. And that's what we're teaching.
I was doing Ray's podcast videos on Tuesday, and Ray shoots me a list of like trendy topics in AI and new features in the app, and he doesn't even send me hashtag. He just sends me a couple of comments and then what he's got for his OKR and maybe where he's going to be. Like he's going to be in San Jose here in the US at the SaaStr event, which is honestly, I should be there and you should be there. And I didn't realize this event even took place. It's for SaaS entrepreneurs who own SaaS businesses. They all get together once a year and talk SaaS. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know this thing even existed.
I didn't either.
So Ray's going to be there. We would love to meet Ray in person, but it's probably going to be at another time when he is going to be back in the area. I think actually nearer to you, probably near this North Carolina, Silicon Valley structure out there.
So Raleigh area.
Yeah, I forget the name of that complex out there. I've got another friend that actually lives in that complex. So what we're looking to do really is just focus all our attention on how to build this stuff. You know, we got to build it for our clients anyway. And we need to have templates in place. We need to have structures in place for those people that we might not be expecting that are going to come up and say, hey, I got this kind of weird donut business. You know, you ever seen this? I'm like, no. So we got to build for it. That's why I took honey as an example. There's a lot of honey people out there, but not everybody does business the same way. So that's why we customize. We don't cookie cutter. You know, we start with a basic format that we've structured and built and developed over time. And now we implement with the help of, you know, what do you have? What do you need? What do you want? What would help? So Ross and I are going to bounce off each other. So our videos will be different. They're not going to always be the same at all. I'm also starting a faceless AI channel that I may just kind of tweak people's interest on how to do one yourself. I've never done one. I'm going to try it out, see what it does, how it works, whether I can make it productive. Chris Stroke has been able to do pretty well with his little video process that he does with the audio or AI audio. So Ross, you got any other concept ideas that you've been thinking about? That I've got some. I mean, I was playing the other day where we saw that form, build your own instant AI receptionist. You know what I mean? Where we could just let people go fill out that form and see what it would be like to have or the receptionist available to them instantly. I know you're doing something similar to that with Facebook pages. Tell them how they can get out and just play with your bot right now.
You just have to call it. It depends on which one you're calling. Right now, I've got one set up for a service department for the auto industry. And it is set up for basically booking your car to get service, oil change, tire rotation. And you can throw it curveballs and say, my transmission fell out while I was driving down the road. And it'll go down and try to figure out what you need to do to get it into the dealership or the service department. It's pretty cool. It works out really well. But I'm going to be building a suite of these.
Yeah.
And another one that I'm going to be dropping here soon is going to be one that you can do a test drive for. And what we've built there is you call into my company and you want to see what it's like to have it built out for your company. You go in and you say, hey, let me do a test drive. It's going to transfer the call to an AI that's specifically designed to only do demos for the person on the call. So it knows the questions to ask about your business, the products you wanted to talk about. Is it sales? Is it booking? Is it support? What the role is, what kind of personality you want it to have. And it will go completely into a role-playing scenario where it's acting like your AI assistant, and you can see what the customer interaction would be like. And that is something that we built out in a small way, and we're about to build that out in a big way, because that's really how we've gotten 90% of our customers. We let them demo it as if it was their employee working for them. And once they do that, they're just blown away. They had no idea the AI was at this level. They're expecting hey, please give us your last name. Press
exactly.
1 to talk to this person. And it's not that anymore. Now it actually has a cadence to it. It understands the context of your conversation, and it will get you through 9 out of 10 times without having to wait on hold and talk to a person, without having to repeat yourself. And there's probably 10% glitches in it. It's still new tech. We're waiting on the AI to develop. But if you have a 90%
from
success
humans.
ratio, that's
I
better
get
than
it.
most humans,
I get a 70%, rate just talking to a human on the phone most of the time to get the answers I need.
right? And we're still, Leland and I have done some research, and when you talk about AI is still not even making a dent, people are not searching for it in business. They're still stuck on ChatGPT that came out 2 years ago. What we
Yeah,
have
we tried-
developed,
Go
huh?
ahead. No, go ahead. I'll finish.
What we've developed in that 2 years is highly specialized AI for business use case that is the tip of the spear for your entire company. Like this company that I'm working with right now, Elemental Spa, they have this built out. They're in Yuma, Arizona. If you need red light therapy, go check them out. They're launched today with their AI VA, Solara, and she is amazing. Like she will book, and we connected it to 3 different red light beds, and it will book 3 of them simultaneously at any hour of the day that they're open. They have everything done. All they had to do is hire an employee to clean out the red light beds. Everything else, it does billing. We set it up. It takes the payment information. It will text the payment link to the person who's purchasing, and then it's set up on a monthly bill. You can go in as many times as you bought for the package, and they are going to even set up a NFC card to get into the door. So it's going to be completely automated to where we built this thing out, and there's no waiting. It's going to be really amazing.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have to wait for the person scheduling the other call that's coming in the bed an hour before you while they're on the phone, waiting for the other person to get towels for the person at the counter that's waiting to get to the back of the room. There's no bottlenecks when it comes to AI, and except for, there's software bottlenecks that we can run into now and then when it comes to hardware and software bottlenecks. That's typical stuff when it comes to developing automation systems. We have to find those bottlenecks, break them down. It's troubleshooting. It's really just find the errors and fix them so they don't happen again. That's true troubleshooting. It's digging in and finding the cause of the problem, rooting the problem out, and making sure that problem never comes back. If you just band-aid a problem like most techs do when they go out to fix shit, they just like, oh, we got a workaround for that. We got a workaround for that. There's a lot of these workarounds. Workarounds are never good. I just got to say it. Workarounds are there for a temporary purpose only. They're not to satisfy the purpose of your adventure. We want to make sure of that. So never use this temporary solution as a positive end. All right, Ross, let's just make it a short one today then. I know I don't see anybody hanging out with us, but if you got something you want to wrap up with, let's.
No, I want to talk with you a little bit after the video, but that's about it.
Yep, sounds good. So how do we reach you, Ross? We want to talk to you about some of these new salon bots and auto bots that you're making over there.
You can connect with me. You can talk to my AI VA, Ava. And I know that's really creative, but she
you were one of the first, so you have the right to use that name.
Right? So you can talk to her. You can talk to her at our page at Maverick Solutions on Facebook, or just find me at Ross McCamey on Facebook and send me a DM. And then as we go, I'm going to be making a lot of public phone numbers that you can call and test out our AI.
Yeah, that'll be nice. And for me, I'm going to be running Best AI TV over on YouTube, where we're going to push Best AI Podcast to very shortly. We're going to get rid of the Best AI Podcast TV YouTube channel kind of thing and just incorporate it in as a mesh. You can find me over at Best Live TV is really the easiest way to find me. All of my contact stuff is there to reach out to me anyway. Where we're doing mostly AV and AI and automation. It's a lot of A's over here, it seems like I've been playing with, but you can reach me at the number over my head, 888-365-7060, where my head of blah, blah, blah. See, I can't even answer the phone, dude. This is like 90% success rate. Where you can go and talk to my AI, was Candid, is the name that I gave my bot. So she'll answer any questions about live streaming. She's got a big glossary of technical terms under her belt that she can answer for. So go check her out. And I also have AI chatbots running a live bot over there as well. That's the New Oaks bot. So we have 2 different versions running simultaneously. And Ross and I are going to show you how we put them together and make them work with a bunch of others all in a row. We're going to set those ducks up and put them to work. All right, dude. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday. Let's work on that.
Yep.
Because that's a good broadcast day for everybody. It's a day after Monday, and I got a bunch going on that day where we can just sit in the saddle and crank out video. So
Sounds
we'll see
good.
how that goes. All right, we'll talk to you later, Russ. Take
See
care.
ya.
I'll see you next time. Stop the recording and the stream.